Alright, happy Friday everybody. As some of you saw, last weekend I competed in a two-gun tactical competition here in town, in the great state of Florida, which has sparked off a new quest to try and find the best DIY match setup. So from now until the next annual Makers Match, Gun Makers Match, I am going to try and build out as many different types of DIY firearms as I can and run them in these local competitions and statewide competitions and hopefully regional makers matches as well, to try and determine what we can really do from the DIY side of things in matches. Because when I got there, and I'll show you the setup in a minute, but when I got there, the range officer, the guy that was actually running the match for us, straight up said, listen, you can use it, but I've never seen him run all day. And he was referring to a P80. And that just makes me sad on so many levels. So my goal is going to be to try and outreach to our beloved FUD community and get as many more mainstream gun guys on board with the DIY life as possible. Last week I was a little unprepared, but I did run Old Reliable, which is the Micro Scorpion, Micro Evo. Obviously all printing was by myself. This is the Are We Cool Yet design with the ever so popular IMA folding brace. This was printed in all nylon. The receiver set is Nylon X. The brace is eSun PACF. I threw a Vortex Razor on top for optics, and I have my backup sights. All in all, probably not the best match gun in the world. It's a little short, so on my list of things is probably to run the 8-inch version of this, its 8-inch cousin, in one of the matches, and see how that does. For my sidearm, since it was two-gun tactical, I decided to go with the Glock 19. Truth be told, I didn't read the rules, and so now I've been on the other side of that fence and I understand what y'all were talking about with the rules and having the rules posted everywhere. So as I read through the rules that morning, I realized I couldn't use my 17 with my optic on it because it was a tactical match, so I needed to use irons. So I grabbed this guy off the shelf and kind of bubbled together a holster for the day. This is the TI Blue P80 frame, brought to you by the crew over there at Polymer 80, provided by our good friends over at JSD. And then the slide is, I believe, Marconi, which was, I got that from our friends over at 1776 Supply Co. Barrel, I don't remember. I think the barrel's like a Capital Armory barrel, nothing special, definitely not match grade. Definitely needed, could use a longer barrel, could use a more high quality barrel probably. Love the sights though, the sights are amazing. Got the fiber optic up there, those worked fantastically. And then probably one of the other things that I would upgrade moving forward is probably move off of the stock P80 kit build trigger. Maybe I'll talk to Johnny Glocks about getting something set up for that. But yeah, so that's my new mission in life, is to take a look at all of the DIY options we have out there in the community. What runs, what doesn't run, what's going to work well in a match scenario. Johnny Glock trigger, yeah. Thank you, 2A. Matt's in the house. Probably talk to him about getting a decent trigger. I think my next setup is going to be a Scarab from our friends over at Swarm Tech. Actually, you know what? It's either going to be a Scarab or a mac and cheese. I haven't quite decided yet, but probably going to run one of those two for my PCC, and then probably the Glock 17 for my next run. So I will be posting footage. I'll probably repost the footage from last weekend now that I've told you all what the goal is. And then I will post additional footage the next match and let you all know how that particular setup ran. And then I will probably do my best to upload these to YouTube as well so that I can get back to them later. But Obviously, I'm going to try and lean as heavily into the printed side of things as possible. So if there is a particular design, if there's some kind of frame, if there's a mod you guys want to see run, watch me make a fool of myself with in some kind of match, please feel free to reach out. Let me know what's up. And I will print it in glorious nylon. And I think I'll probably stream tomorrow afternoon as well, give you guys my take on nylon, what to use, what not to use, why to use it. And we may have some guests jumping on as well to talk about. Zero. Yeah, I could go akimbo. I don't think the rules allow for that. These guys were kind of grumpy. Like I said, when I brought this guy out after my first run up against the Texas Stars, the RSO was straight up. He's like, "Is that a P80?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've never seen one run without an issue." I'm like, "That's just depressing, man. You should see what I have at home." So, so yeah, guys, that's the goal. That's going to be the new fun thing. And like I said, if there's any specific design you want to see out there running, please let me know. Jump in my DMs and say, "Hey, run this, try this." And as long as it isn't too ridiculous, I'll give it a try. And by too ridiculous, I mean I'm probably going to run the dragon at some point for one of the Halloween matches, so that's probably the level of ridiculous that I'm talking about. Anything below that is safe. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.